guys, thanks for joining me for the episode of Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today we're going to take a look at a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Valley of the Alchemists. This is a 2 to 4 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play. It is a competitive game, so each of the players is working against the other players to gain the most points by the end of the game and be the overall winner. And so in the game itself, each of the players is taking on the role of an alchemist that is basically come journey to this special land that has been basically been held by a glacier for so long and is finally thawed out. And so there's all this magic and interesting ingredients and mythical creatures and all that. And so these alchemists have traveled here to try to make the best concoctions and get all these great ingredients to make their own special potions and stuff. So each year when the everything thaws out and spring comes around, they have this competition to see who can brew the best new elixirs and these different things. And so this is where the players take over. By each round or each turn, the players are going to have 2 actions they can do, which are going to be gaining ingredients to make decoctions, and then they're going to be using those to buy the elixirs that they'll place in their player boards, which at some point they'll be able to sell those to gain the experience points, which will help you win the game. So my opinions of this game so far, I've had a really good time with this one. They did a great job of putting this game together. The rules flow very well. They're very easy to understand, and the game is very easy to pick up and teach to other players. And there's a lot of different strategies to this game and ways you can approach it. I've seen some players when I've play tested this one, a couple of players were very quick to gain their resources and buy those elixirs to gain bonuses right away. And then other players waited. They collected more ingredients to be able to do more with their actions when they chose to do them. And they were able to buy a couple of elixirs at the same time, which gave them the boosts. And so you can play the long game, you can play the short game. There's lots of different options to this one. And everything's really well done. The artwork on this is beautiful. Everything is laid out really well. Everything flows really well. And I would definitely recommend checking this one out. I've had a lot of fun with this one. And they've got a lot of really cool upgrades that are planned for this one. You can get metal coins for the experience. They have all kinds of little counters and stuff that they're going to try to add throughout the campaign. And there's all kinds of other cool expansion or different stretch goals that they have planned that I can't wait for you guys to take a look at. So let's go ahead and head to the table and I'll show you what this is all about. So now I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through some of the different features of Valley of Alchemists. So each player has 3 different boards that they're going to be working with throughout the game. The first board is your ingredient board, which is going to have the different ingredients that you'll need throughout the game and your decoctions once you create those. Then you have the player board, which is going to list bonuses for when you sell your elixirs, which we're going to get into later. Your brewing ingredients to make decoctions, and then your list of actions that you can perform during your turn. And each turn you have, you're allowed to perform 2 actions, either the same action or 2 different actions. Then you have the cauldron, which you're going to place your ingredients in when you acquire them. You have a spot for your decoctions, and you have the different levels of your ingredients. So as you buy elixirs, they're going to give you additional ingredients that you'll be able to move your tokens up. And each time you collect ingredients of those types, you're going to receive more of them than the other ones based on which elixirs you've purchased. Finally, you have the Elixir Board, which is going to be where you're placing your elixirs when you purchase them. And when you get 3 of them, either in a row, a column, or diagonally, you can perform an action to sell those elixirs to receive tokens, which will give you points. And at the end of the game, the player that has the most points will be the winning player. So let's go through the actions real quick. So the first one is collecting ingredients. So again, based on our grid here, it's going to tell us which ingredients we can collect, and each time we perform the collecting ingredients action, we can choose 2 ingredients to acquire that are listed on this board. So let's go ahead and say that our player has played a little bit already and has been able to upgrade some of his ingredients. So when he performs a collecting ingredients, he's going to choose 2 of these different values and collect the ingredients that are listed. So let's go ahead and say that first he's going to collect some red. So he's going to receive 1, 2, 3, 4 red, ingredients that he'll place in his cauldron. And then he's going to choose a second ingredient, and he's going to go with water. So he'll get 3 water ingredients, and he'll place those there. Now, he could choose to do the collecting ingredients again if he wanted to, or he could move on and do one of the other actions. So let's go ahead and say that we'll look at the next action, which is brewing decoctions. So you can do as many as you need out of here based on the ingredients you have to meet the requirements on the symbols to gain the decoctions themselves. So he's got all he's got right now are the red and the water, which you have to have water for any of these, and then you'd use the number that is listed, or the different symbols on the side, to get what you need. So he's got enough to buy 2 red, as he needs 3 ingredients for each one water, and then the 2 red symbols. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll move those over here, and he'll receive 2 red decoctions. From there, then we also have making elixirs. So in order to make an elixir, you use your decoctions, and they're listed down in the bottom corner, so you need those symbols. So this one would need 1 yellow, 1 purple, 1 yellow and 1 purple, 1 red and 1 orange. So let's go ahead, we only have 2 reds, so let's go and purchase this one over here, which is 2 reds required. So we'll move that back over to our supply, and then this one we'll acquire. So when we acquire it, we receive bonuses to those symbols. We'll get to move the yellow up 1 and the water up 1. From here, then we'll place this somewhere in our grid of our choice, and you want to plan this out so that you don't waste actions moving this around. And then, like I said, once you have 3 in either a row, a column, or diagonal, you can choose to spend an action to sell those. So the next one we're going to look at is rearranging elixirs, which would allow you to move 2 elixirs to different positions. And if for some reason you purchased elixirs elsewhere or at different times and you messed up in your alignments, you can use that action to rearrange them. And the final one is selling elixirs. So let's go ahead and say that we had purchased a couple more elixirs throughout the rounds. At this point, we can sell those elixirs. So we're going to receive points for each of the numbers on the side. So we got 2, 4, and 7. So we have 7 points there. And then we're going to come over here and check to see if we have any bonus points. So the first one is that all of our elixirs are the same level, which is the number of decoction symbols on the side here. So this one's a 2, a 2, and a 2. So we get that bonus. So we have 3 points. And that's a total of 10 points so far. And then we check for color. All of the elixirs have at least one of the colors that they're made up of is a common color. So this one is a red and orange. This one is a yellow and a green, and 2 reds. So both of these have a red in them, which would qualify, but we need to have one more that has a red in it. So this one would dequalify us for that bonus. Now we could spend one of our tokens, which allows us to change the color of our symbols on there, but it's a one-time use only. Each of these symbols can only be used once in the game, and then that token would be discarded from that player. So it depends on if it's worth the bonus points to you now or if you want to save it for a later time. So we're not going to spend that, so we don't get any points there. And then finally, we get 5 bonus points if they're all matching size of the elixir bottle itself. So these are all square bottles, so we would receive the 5 bonus points. So that was a total of 15 points. So we would grab 15 points worth of tokens and place them off to the side, as well as our elixir cards. From there, the game is going to continue by each time a person purchases an elixir. At the end of their turn, they would refill these rows back up to their full size until all of the cards are gone from the pile. When that happens, then the players will continue or complete that round, so all players have an equal number of turns. And then the players will move into a scoring round where they're going to count the number of tokens they have and any other bonus points that they will receive at the end of the game. The player that has the most points will be the overall winner of the game. Well, I hope you guys found that video helpful. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Or you can swing by the main creators Kickstarter page and leave any questions or comments you have there, and I'm sure they would love to hear your guys' thoughts or suggestions you guys have as well. And if you enjoy these videos, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel, as it will help me grow and to continue to bring new and exciting games to you guys. Thank you guys also so much for watching my videos and leaving me feedback on them. I'd also love to hear your guys' thoughts on this game. Is this one that you're looking at backing or interested in? If so, why? Or if not, why as well? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that, as this is one that I've really enjoyed and definitely would recommend backing. I've had a lot of fun with it, and I think that there's plenty of strategy and depth to it, as well as all the beautiful artwork and time that they've put into it. I think they've done an excellent job here and have done a really good job of balancing the game and giving players a lot of different options and approaches to being the overall victor in the game. And until next time, I will see you guys later.